All right, I've got a lot of shelving units that I need to install at the cabin. I'm going to be making some out of some panels that are already glued up. I've got some that I'm going to have to glue up myself, and that's what I'm going to be working on tonight. I want to get these done and ready so that I can take them with me next time I go out to the cabin, because I want to be able to install all of the shelves that are going to be in the kitchenette area, as well as over where the electrical unit is. So let me get to that. We'll get as many of these put together as we can. Alright, this one's going to be a little bit tricky because these boards are not perfectly straight or square. There's, you know, they're butted up nice on both ends. I've got them cut to the same length, but this board is twisted. This one is cupped and this one is cupped a little bit. It's not that bad, but it's cupped a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use dowels to connect these. I'm going to try to keep them as straight as possible doing that. So I need to mark these where I'm going to put the dowels, and I'm going to put quite a few. Alright, that's a lot of dowels, so let me get those all drilled out. Alright, so I've got my line here. I'm using 1/4 inch dowels, so I've got this jig here, and I can just line up this white line right here with the line that I marked here, and the jig is going to automatically center it on the board, so this will get it in perfect alignment. Does a nice job. And I just have to repeat that all the way down on all of my markings, and this should fit together perfectly. Alright, that was a lot of holes, but using that jig, it wasn't too bad. It went through pretty quick. So hopefully these will line up. They should be centered pretty well. I have a link in the description for this if you guys are interested. You can see the lines there that make it easy to line up, and this automatically centers. You can see how it moves in on both sides equally. So yeah, it's a pretty nice little jig. Alright, I've just got this dry fit right now, and it's not too bad. It's not perfect, but I mean, I'm using construction lumber here, but it's not too bad. I can work with that. I think I can glue this up, get the corners cut out because it's got to go around the legs of the kitchenette. This is going to be the bottom shelf. I can get that glued up and sanded, and I think it'll look pretty good. I don't really have any cauls I can use to keep this as flat as possible, but I'll see if I can come up with something. All right, that's the best I could come up with, but I think it's doing a pretty good job. These are relatively straight, and I think it's got most of the cupping and bowing out. So well, we'll let that glue up and we'll see how it does. All right, so I took everything out of the clamps and I measured using this piece here. This is a cutoff from the legs, and I marked out each of the corners and I cut those out. All right, so this is going to be the top of where my electrical stuff is, and I've got two pieces here, and I want to put a hinge. So this piece will connect to the shelving braces that I've already installed in that area. And the thought is that I'll be able to lift this up, and because it's pushed out 2 inches from the wall, that it'll have a little bit of an angle, and I won't need to use some kind of a hook or something to keep it in place. I think it'll just lean back and just stay in place. So anyway, that's a thought. So I need to get this hinge attached. All right, I got the hinge on, as you can see. So I think that's going to work out just fine. I've got it's an 1.5 inch board that this is going to be attaching to. It's just a 2x4 up against the wall, and so I think there's plenty of room there to attach all the way down. So I've got all of my shelves built now. I've got this one, which is going to be folding up and opening up into the electrical department, and then I've got this one, which is going to be the bottom shelf of the kitchenette, and then I've got 2 more shelves that I'm going to be using in the pantry area. So the only thing I have left to do is to create this last panel here that I'm actually going to use as a countertop. And I'm just using 1x material, and what I'm going to do is once I get it cut to the right size, I'm going to double it up around the edge, so it'll actually be 1.5 inches thick all the way around the edge. And I'll cut some curves on 2 of the corners, and I'll cut the sink out. The reason I'm doing this instead of just using 2x material is my sink needs to attach to a 1x area, and I guess I could use a router and route out a huge section, make it just 3/4 of an inch thick. But yeah, I don't know, I think this is going to be easier in the long run. And the boards that I'm using here, they're not perfect. I've got a lot of bowing in it, and this middle one here is curved this way. It's out about 3/8 of an inch from end to end. I think I can pull all of that in, but I'm not sure I'm going to get this done in time to take it with me to the cabin. So this might be the end of this video, or at least this part of the video. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'll see if I can get it done in time, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen.